Bitcoin is pumping to the moon. It is currently over $55,600. Could it hit $56,000 tonight? As we got news that the 9 Bitcoin ETFs have broken the all-time volume record today. This includes Blackrock and all the other big players. This is very interesting. And Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy has bought another 3,000 Bitcoin for approximately $155 million. And as Bitcoin keeps moving, we know the liquidity will flow to altcoins. Let's break this down. Welcome to the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. It supports the podcast and it doesn't cost you anything. Well, folks, we got to talk about Bitcoin. It is ripping right now. Folks, it is at $55,726 and climbing, up over 8% from a 24-hour perspective. And the alts are moving too. Ethereum is looking strong. It is at $3,220. BNB at $400, Solana at $110, XRP over 55 cents, Cardano over 62 cents, Avalanche or AVAX close to $40, and Dogecoin in the top 10 now at just over 8 cents. So folks, even if you don't hold Bitcoin and you just hold altcoins, you want Bitcoin to go as high as possible because the liquidity, what we've seen, the market cycles, the liquidity flows from Bitcoin down to the alts. And the more liquidity there is in the market, the more the alts will pop off. So I'm excited, not so much for Bitcoin because I did take some profits from Bitcoin. I'm excited for the altcoins. And as you may have seen in my recent crypto water cooler episode, I talked about taking profits on Fetch.ai and Render, those AI coins that have been ripping. And I was up so much that I was like, I got to take money off the table. So exciting times, folks. Now, let's talk about what I've been saying about Bitcoin over the past month or two. I've been saying I expect Bitcoin to correct and go down to 35,000 to build support levels, then bounce and keep working its way up to new all-time highs this year. But Bitcoin is ahead of schedule. It's going crazy. It's bypassing all of those thesis and ideas. It's very fascinating, folks. And we're not far from $69,000, which is the current all-time high. And that could easily be broken by the halving. Now, is that a guarantee? Is that a certainty? Of course not. Bitcoin could hit the 60K and then boom, rejection, go back down, right? But that's okay. We need healthy corrections in the market because we're building support levels, higher highs and higher lows. So please understand me. If you've been here for multiple bull market cycles, you'll know what I'm talking about. You need these support levels to go to the next level. And we, of course, don't just want 50K and 60K. We want $100,000 plus. So it's not going to straight line go up to $100,000. That is not possible. That is not how markets work. But Bitcoin is doing something very different. And here, Bob Lucas, who's a great analyst, he has a YouTube channel. He said the following. He tweeted out the Bitcoin monthly chart. A normal Bitcoin cycle would have pulled back by now and consolidated another 6 months well under the all-time highs. Right now, or right here, Bitcoin is fast approaching escape velocity. So something interesting is at play here. And part of that could be the ETFs. I should say, part of it is the ETFs. And here, Eric Balchunas, who I will be interviewing this week, he's a senior ETF analyst at Bloomberg. He's tweeted out today, it's official. The new 9 Bitcoin ETFs have broken all-time volume record today with $2.4 billion, just barely beating day one, but about to double their recent daily average. IBIT, which is Blackrock's, went wild, accounting for $1.3 billion of it, breaking its record by 30%. So folks, we are seeing records being broken here just weeks in, obviously, from the launch. It's exciting. It's amazing. And of course, I'm going to talk to Eric about this. Now, even if you don't hold Bitcoin, but I always recommend folks that you diversify. You're just holding altcoins, this is exciting times for you because once Bitcoin hits its next overbought scenario, liquidity flows to those alts. Folks, as I'm talking to you right now, Bitcoin is at $55,926. So we're about to hit 56,000. Exciting times. I'm so excited about this. And here, let me continue. Matt Hogan, who I've had on the podcast, he's at Bitwise. He said, we bought $37.2 million in Bitcoin for BitB. That's their Bitcoin ETF today. And we're only one of the ETFs. Things are going to get interesting, folks. Exciting times. James Seyfert also highlighted that the GPTC selling had a record low outflow today, only $22.4 million. So that's been ramping down, which is what I shared in yesterday's podcast. Very bullish. And the buying has been increasing from the 9 ETF issuers. Now, the other factor, which I also shared in yesterday's podcast, the DXY, the dollar currency index, is correcting. That's a very good sign. So we wanted to go way down. And look, that could correlate with by the halving that if the trajectory is right, that could go down to about the middle of April, which would be around the halving. The DXY bounces, and then Bitcoin and the stock market and so forth starts to correct. So we are seeing an interesting alignment and a lot of hype going up to this Bitcoin halving. And once again, even if you don't hold Bitcoin, Bitcoin over 56,000. Oh my God, it's pumping like crazy right now. $56,543. It's exciting to watch this play out as I'm recording this. Exciting times. Now, Michael Saylor is like a drug addict for Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is his drug. This man is buying Bitcoin at $51,000. He tweeted out, MicroStrategy has acquired an additional 3,000 Bitcoin for $155 million at an average price of $51,813 per Bitcoin. As of February 25th, they now hold 193,000 Bitcoin. Holy crap. And look, BlackRock and Wall Street and all the other issuers are, I think they're going to surpass that number. So it's a race, folks. It's exciting. Now, a great place that you can buy Bitcoin and all the top altcoins is Uphold. It's a platform I've been using since 2018, so I can vouch for it. I've interviewed the CEO many times. I've interviewed the CFO and many representatives. Folks, you can also trade precious metals such as gold, silver, palladium, platinum. They have stable coins. They have a lot of fiat currencies. They're available in over 150 countries. They have a great app. It's easy to use. Best of all, they are fully reserved. They have transparency reports that you can go review and be confident that your funds are safe. They don't commingle or lend out your funds. But as always, if you buy crypto on an exchange, I highly recommend you self-custody or you go to a qualified custodian such as BitGo. So, always don't leave all your crypto on an exchange. I'm not saying you can't leave some, but don't leave all, right? There's always a risk. And we're actually going to talk about some news later. But like I said, I trust Uphold. They have reserves. They have transparency reports. If you'd like to learn more about Uphold, check out the link in the description. Now, how many of you remember Peter Thiel? Yes, one of the co-founders of PayPal, and of course has been a successful investor. He's a billionaire, of course. He was an early investor in Facebook, and he has been invested in Bitcoin and a lot of crypto projects. Well, Peter Thiel's Founders Fund co-leads $27 million seed round for modular blockchain project Avail. This is the first time I'm hearing about this project, so I want to share this news with you. I'm going to research this and see if it's a project, a coin that I want to put my money in, because if Peter Thiel's behind it, it's something to pay attention to. I'm not saying you should blindly go invest in it. I'm going to do my research, see what problem they're solving, the tokenomics and all that jazz, but this is very, very interesting. So Avail has raised $27 million in seed funding, co-led by Founders Fund and Dragonfly. Avail is a modular blockchain project that spun out of Polygon last year. So Polygon has the native token Matic on it. So this is really, really great. Avail commenced operations within Polygon in late 2020 and was funded from Polygon's treasury until March 2023, when it became an independent entity separate from Polygon. As it approaches its mainnet launch, Avail has raised external funding. So it's going to go to mainnet, and I'm going to check out this token once again, guys, and see that there might be something good here, and we'll see what they're trying to solve. So put this on your radar is all I'm saying. Do your research, right? Spend some hours looking into this if you are able to. Now, crypto exchange Bitforex halts withdrawal, stops responding to users. This is a Hong Kong-based crypto exchange, and this is not a good sign. So they halted withdrawals for at least 3 days without warning. And this is why we need regulations, right, folks? We need to make sure these exchanges, even if they're going bankrupt, because we know businesses go out of business, right? They have issues. That's fine. But are users' funds safe? That's the important part, that even if you go out of business, the funds are custody where they are not affected by the bankruptcy, and users can get their funds back. So I'm hoping, some folks are able to get this done, and hopefully everything's okay here, because I think we have to grow as an industry and get past this nonsense. This is why I chose Uphold as a partner, as a sponsor, because I've used the platform. They have proof of reserves. So it's important, folks, to make sure you verify, these platforms that you use. I don't know if anyone from Hong Kong is watching or listening to this, but if you are and you're a user, let me know, leave in the comment section or email me what's happening here. And funny enough, there's an article here that the deadline looms for Hong Kong crypto exchanges to apply for licensing. So maybe that's what's happening here, right? The licenses have to be put into place, the audits and so forth. We don't want another FTX or Celsius, right? And this is why I mentioned earlier, self-custody is the way to go, or use a qualified custodian like a BitGo, which has insurance, which, their funds are secure. And if anything happens to them, the funds are locked up where, they're not affected. So, it's important to research these things. Crypto exchanges in Hong Kong have until February 29 to apply for a virtual asset trading platform license issued by the city's Securities and Futures Commission, or otherwise liquidate their business and exit the region within 3 months. Wow. As of February 26, 18 cryptocurrency exchanges have applied for registration with the SFC, including OKX, Bybit, Crypto.com, and Binance-linked HKVAX. 4 other applications have been withdrawn since the licensing regime opened in August 2023. Huobi HK, the Hong Kong subsidiary of crypto exchange Huobi, now HTX, filed a VATP application on February 20th, but withdrew it 3 days later. The exchange did not state why it withdrew the application. So look, this is why, once again, regulation, licensing is so important to weed out the actors who are not able to maintain a safe environment for users to come and trade in custody, right? And I know OKX very well. They're one of the top exchanges in the Asian market. So we're headed in the right direction, right? So let's see how this plays out. But folks, don't miss the underlying theme here. Hong Kong is not banning crypto. They're not banning exchanges or crypto trading. In fact, they've opened it up to retail. They're offering financing, licenses, regulations. And who controls Hong Kong? China. Folks, I can't wait. I can't wait for this bull market to continue. And I believe a Bitcoin ETF will be coming out of Hong Kong this year. Get ready. Now, the Texas Blockchain Council says it has a strong legal case in mining survey suit. So we had talked about this in the previous podcast, where you got the EIA, if I'm not mistaken, trying to drop a whole bunch of data and survey results they need from Bitcoin miners, and it's not within the legal time limits. So the Texas Blockchain Council and Riot Platforms, alongside with the New Civil Liberties Alliance, filed a suit last week against the Department of Energy. So this is great. And I'm actually going to be talking to Lee this week of the Texas Blockchain Council. He is the president, and we're going to talk about this situation. So stay tuned for that. Folks, a great partner of the podcast is VeChain, which is one of the top layer 1 enterprise grade blockchains out there. They're working with big brands like Walmart China, BMW, Deloitte, Givenchy, and they are sustainable. They're doing great Web3 projects. And, as far as capabilities, they are very scalable. They have great speed and security. And from an energy consumption standpoint, they're very low compared to other blockchains. So there's so much capabilities around VeChain, and I'm a VET token holder. I've been holding it since 2018 because I absolutely believe in this project, and this is why I chose them to be a sponsor. So if you'd like to learn more about VeChain, check out vechain.org. Link will be in the description as well. Now, folks, I don't know if you all saw my newsletter today. The title was Bitcoin all-time high blow-off top in 2024 question. I did a great breakdown here. Please check it out. Let me know what you think. It has to do with the macro and the Fed, and why there's a thesis and a possible scenario here of Bitcoin hitting that new all-time high blow-off top in December or November and December of this year. And I break it down in the newsletter why I think that, with facts and what's happening once again in the macro. So check it out. My newsletter is 100% free. You don't have to pay anything. Just subscribe and it will come to your inbox, your email inbox, folks. Also, please follow me on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, X. Links will be in the description, folks. I appreciate you all. Thank you for watching and listening, and I'll talk to you all later.